Good evening, good morning, good day, good night, wherever you are in the world. I am Tim once again with my co-commentator Oliver for the Speed Force Racing League GP4 Series British Grand Prix. Oliver, what do we have in store today? Are you excited? What's going to happen? And maybe the most important question on our minds, are AlphaTauri going to continue their dominance?
Well, we've got a very close championship, and welcome to my home race. Silverstone is here, baby. My home race in Silverstone. We're back in England, and when it comes to AlphaTauri, anything could surprise us. But we have got 17 wonderful drivers about to take the field, and a good old return back again in the Alfa Romeo. Need for Speed is back, Tim. My mate Harry is back in the car, so I'm very happy.
Well, there you go. You got yourself a little friend out there. Need for Speed, of course, as you said, looks like he's driving an Alfa Romeo today. Otherwise, it looks like more or less the lineup is going to be the same. Psychomich, Rage Hunter in the Haas machines, SFR, Sonic Hawk, and Racing Bodge in the Ferraris, Energy Dan and Hookie in the AlphaTauris. And I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that Hookie has a time penalty given to him at the start of the race.
Wow, I did not even know that. And guess who is out first? Need for Speed is out first in the Alfa Romeo. And this is a wonderful moment for me.
Hookie and Gamey Things have Q bans for tonight for incidents at Austria. So that is the time penalty. Well, it's not actually a time penalty, so I guess that is a qualifying ban. Correct me if I'm wrong?
Yeah, qualifying ban it is, yeah.
All right, so Hookie and Fanny Lion, Hookie and Gamey Things will not be participating in this qualifying session, so I guess that they will be starting at the dead last of the grid. So unfortunate for them. However, we have seen crazier things happen, so it doesn't mean that their race is over with. They're just going to have a little bit more work to do before they can say that, oh yeah, we're in a good spot for a podium today. We're going to have to wait and see.
And again, this is a fantastic moment for me, because guess who is out first on track? Mr. Need for Speed, one of my best friends of all time, my old school friend, Mr. Harry Williams, is on track first. Such a happy moment.
Been a while since we've seen Need for Speed here, riding on board with him as he's rounding the final few corners in Sector 3, and he will shortly begin his timed lap, the first time lap of this qualifying session. And he gets a little bit loose there, hanging on to it though. Good thing he got loose there so he still can get momentum out of this final corner, but that still might have scrubbed off a little bit of speed on this lap time. We'll have to wait and see. He is on the soft tire, so it looks like he's going to go for a full quali lap here. And so far, so good. Maybe a little bit wide out of the second corner there, but around the third corner, and that's a very difficult corner for myself, honestly. And then here you're going to have a DRS zone coming up very shortly after these next few corners. There it is. He activates the DRS going down this straightaway. It's a short DRS zone, but it's just enough to where you can do something with it.
And going into to Brooklyn and Luffield, this is where you can actually make most time. Now, I learned in time trial where Harry is going through now. I like to take a wide line, then cut back in. This is where, and you can gain so much time because you're gaining more speed on the exit of the corner. This is one of the famous corners, the old turn one of Cops, but he's invalidated at Cops, so unfortunate for there. And Need for Speed is going through Maggots and Beckett's, one of the iconic essence of the circuit, and going down Hanger Straight, and then he'll be going towards Stowe, and he'll be coming into the pit. Tim, this is such an iconic track. It had its changes, but it's still one iconic circuit.
Iconic indeed. Unfortunately, though, as you said, for Need for Speed, he's invalidated his lap, so we'll see what the time to beat is when another driver crosses the line. It looks like it's a Haas car. That is not Psychomich, so it's Rage Hunter. Let's see what Rage Hunter can do here.
He's invalidated in the final corners.
Everyone's invalidating here today, so we're going to take a look at Sonic Hawk because Dan was telling us that they're going to really look fast here today as Gizlodian sets the time to beat a 1:29.2. Sonic Hawk about to round the final two corners to cross the line. Let's see if he can beat Gizlodian's 1:29. He might be able to do it. He will. A 1:26.731 for the Ferrari of Sonic Hawk. That is a quick time, and that is about what Energy Dan expects expected the pole time to be. So I expect it to be a little bit quicker, and look at that, a 126.3. But for medium tires, the 126.7 is not bad, and a 126.6 for Racing Podge on medium tires. So definitely Ferrari showing some speed here today, but good job on Saneth for setting the fastest lap so far in that Williams. And now Kara up at top, a 126.1.
I tell you now, I'd like to see what Ferrari gets on with this circuit, because Dan said it in his notes that Ferrari are not quick, but they're very consistent around this track on not getting penalties. They've been practicing racing. Podge goes into third with a good time of a 126.91. Fletcher puts in a 27.0 on the mediums. But like Dan said in the notes, Ferrari are very, very consistent with this track and not getting penalties. So it's going to be very vital to not get penalties on the circuit, because that's where you'll gain loads of positions at the end of the race.
Yeah, definitely here. So we're going to go and take a look at gamey things real quick. Except he's in the pit, so we're actually going to take a look at Shadowlancer, so my bad there. That's the driver I was looking for. Shadowlancer in the Williams. One lap on those medium tires, but apparently it was an invalidated lap, so let's see if he can do any better this time around. Currently our top five, though, Kara in first, Saneth, Racing Podge, Sonic Hawk, Kvyat, Torpedo, your top five so far. And only have about 8 drivers who have set a time so far, so still a long bit of qualifying to go. Shadowlancer, of course, still his lap looking A-OK, not invalidating anything yet, just 2 more corners to go. As he crosses the line here momentarily, we'll see what his time is going to be, and it is going to be a 1:27.698 in 6th there. So the top 6 now is Kara, Saneth, Racing Podge, Sonic Hawk, Kvyat, and Shadowlancer.
It comes Snellweg in the McLaren. He's back in again after Austria, after a good event. He's back into our championship lead position. So Snellweg will be looking very strong, and he's looking very strong around here. Snellweg, let's see if he keeps his momentum from Austria. And he's got purple in the first sector. So Snellweg looking very strong.
Yeah, looking very strong indeed, actually. So we're going to take a look at Snellweg. However, having a little bit of technical difficulties getting to there, so let's see now. Here we go. We got it on board with Snellweg. Of course, that is the championship leader at the moment, 159 points to Energy Dan's 142 points. So still a very close championship battle, and we're only about halfway through, aren't we?
Time to spot Fanny Line in the Red Bull, 25.9. First guy to hit to the 125s on the soft tyres. So very, very good lap. Energy Dan is the next guy on his run. He's on his hot lap at the moment.
On board with Energy Dan.
Look at the comments right now. We got Mad Knight Nelly. You GP4 comments are so great. I love crack F1 fans. Thank you, Nelly. We really appreciate your comments. Thank you so much. Me and Tim really do appreciate your feedback. Oh, Dan! I'll tell you what, Dan was in a rally car just then, just power sliding through cops. That was incredible for drift there for Energy Dan.
And he almost tried it there again. Almost got into the grass just a couple corners ago, but then he misses the grass on the section that most drivers hit, and that's entering the DRS zone. So Energy Dan taking an unorthodox line, but it looks like he was purple through the second sector, so we might be looking at a pole time here. He's on the medium tires as well, so can you imagine him getting the pole time on the medium tires, what he could do on the softs? So we'll see what he can do here in just a couple more corners. On board with Energy Dan to get the best view possible. 127.060, so not a pole time this time around. He was quickest in the second sector, but apparently in none of the other sectors. So he's got a 2-second gap approximately to gain to get to Fanny Lion, but he's only on the medium tires.
Yeah, medium tires only, so he'll be lucky to crack on with his laps. So fast time at the moment is Fanny Lion 125.965. So that is our fastest time of the day, but this is the only chance we got. Here comes Psychomich, a rage roll. Psychomich is on his lap at the moment, so I'm looking at Psychomich right now in the Haas car. Psychomich, he's been around a few places around him. Always gets into battles. Always have good fair fights.
Yeah, Psychomich, he's been the kind of driver that he really likes to hang around hang out around the top 5 or somewhere around mid-pack. Can't really seem to get the pace to get up front yet, but wherever he is, he's always a clean driver. You know, he's fun to race with, it seems like anyway. I have not raced with him, but Sakic is definitely a professional driver out there. Would really like to see him have some more success, and it'll come in time. Of course, we've seen Rage Hunter, his teammate, come very close to success as well, with a lot of battles with Racing Pods, especially at Canada.
It's just something else. I'll tell you, Rage Hunter is just something else when he came into this division. He's just lit it up by fire and storm, and Sakic has got one hell of a teammate in Rage Hunter.
Yeah, he really does, and neither of them have won a race yet thus far this season, but it's still a long season to go, so that could very well change. Watching Sakic as he rounds the final few corners, we'll see where he ends up as far as time goes. He's on the medium tire, so I don't expect too fast of a time. A 127.6, so that's only good enough for 9th at the moment. Let's see if he chooses the soft tires later on to try to get a better time. We'll take a look at his teammate since we were talking about him earlier. He's rounding the final couple of corners, so we'll see if he can do any better.
Bannister sets our first slowest time of the day.
A 125.150 for Rage Hunter. What were you saying, Oliver?
Right. Rage Hunter is unbelievable.
You said that he has set the league on fire since he's joined. I think that is proof right there. A 125.1. That is 0.8 of a second quicker than Fanny Lion. And we only have 0 drivers to qualify because Gamey Things and Hooky cannot. That's amazing.
Unbelievable lap from Rage Hunter. That's almost around GP3 times. And what he just set right there. Rage Hunter is looking around GP3 quality at the moment. This guy is knocking on the door for GP3 right now.
That he is, and Kara setting the second fastest time now, a 125.5, so now we're seeing the times kind of close in a little bit on each other. Fanny Lion on his outlap, dealing with some traffic there, but thankfully it's just an outlap, so he doesn't have to worry about being held up just yet.
Racing Sonic Cork's gone to 6th place in the Ferrari, so very good lap from Sonic Cork. Where is Shadow Lancer? He's in the pits, so Gislodian, he's coming towards the final few corners. Gislodian is hitting the track now, goes into P13, stays where he is actually, so Gislodian will stay there. Snellweg in the pits, down on an out lap. Fletcher, I think he started his lap.
Take a look at Fletcher here. Kvyat Torpedo in that racing point.
And we got his old school friend as well, Gino Z. He's his old school friend, so he's running by my similarities with Harry, supporting his man on in this league event. And I have to say, if you have missed it, Janos, that Fletcher's been doing very, very well ever since the start of the season. He had a poor start to the season, but then since he got his first point in SFR, he's been nothing but going from strength to strength to strength. This guy's on an absolute improvement, and he's in P6 moment. This guy is having the time of his life at the moment.
Yeah, Fletcher scoring his first points just a few weeks ago as he goes into the pits now, and then scoring his first podium a few weeks after that. So Kvyat Torpedo definitely on the up and up here in the Speed Force Racing League. Fanny Lion, let's take a look at him as he's now starting his...
Edgy Dan has gone purple in the first sector. He's gone 4 times faster than his previous.
All right, so we're going to switch our attention to Energy Dan. It looks like he's actually a little bit further on track than Fanny Lion is anyway, so it works out pretty well. Energy Dan, of course, a 127.060, his best time so far in P10. He's going to be looking to change that as he goes through the grass and invalidates his lap.
Oh,
wow.
So where's Fanny Lion? Fanny Lion's there in through Mancas and Beckett's, just going through Chapel, down Hanger Straight, now coming towards Stoke corner to one of the corners I'm having trouble with in the moment, which I'm trying to improve at the moment. It's literally a late apex. There's the apex now, and now we go sweep to the S8 now towards the final 2 corners. Fletcher has retired in the pits. He feels like his qualifying is done, so he'll be coming in. We got 18 drivers now. Money Mink is here, so Money Mink will be taking part, and Fanny Lion will be taking 4th at the moment.
So unfortunate for Money Mink that he didn't get in earlier. He won't be able to set a qualifying time, so we're going to have 3 drivers starting at the very back of the grid without a time.
Is next.
Snellweg, championship leader. Let's look at him. Currently his best time a 127.0, but he's on the soft tires and he's on the outlap, so he's got at least one shot to try to get the pole from Rage Hunter at a 125.1, and that is a stellar time. 0.4 of a second difference from second place, which happens to be Snellweg's teammate of Kara.
I'll tell you what, Rage Hunter is making a point statement known in this division. This guy's a dark horse for possible next season, or possibly GP3 next season. This guy has been nothing but on fire, and literally ever since he came in Canada. Snellweg 5/10 faster, purple in the first sector. Rage Hunter is looking on at Snellweg and probably biting his nails at the moment. Through Brooklyn to Lovefield, now towards Woodcut. It's nothing but a king. Now towards Cops. Is he going to stay flat? Let's listen. Never even lift. Never lift. Snellweg is foot planted. Now towards Magnus and Beckett. Swings in through the apexes. Now changes one gear. Now towards Chapel. Another gear down. Now puts on the power. Now he can really open the taps in that McLaren. He's nearly a second faster than his previous. He's coming towards Stowe. Stay left, stay left. Now go down the gears. Turn it now. Oh, and then invalidated, but he's alright. Going through Stowe is good. Now coming towards the final two corners. Into Vale. Now into Club. Now he can really push that McLaren on. Can Snellweg get pole? He can! By 0.4 of a second! Oh no, almost just. I was don't know where he was then, but he's third. Lost a bit of time in the third sector. Wow.
Still a very close call there. 125.607 for Snellweg. That's good enough for P3, and that is nothing to shake a stick at. But Rage Hunter still the man on top. And look at this Rage Hunter out for an outlap. So he's going to try one more flying lap. Do you honestly think he can get any better?
If he can get a 124, I'll take my hat off for him.
Are you wearing a hat, though, Oliver? That's the question.
It's an imaginary hat.
All right, so if Rage Hunter gets a 124, I'm actually going to buy a hat, ship it to you all the way over in the UK, and then I want you to send us a video of you actually taking it off to Rage Hunter. So let's see what he can do.
It depends what hat you're giving me.
It'll just be a blank hat. I don't have money for anything with any kind of sports team on it.
Oh, Money Mink is out on track tip. Money Mink's out on circuit.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Wow, but does he have enough time?
He should have enough. He should. But it's going to be very close.
Actually, he's on his flying lap, so he does have enough time. This is going to be the only chance he's got unless he wants to use those soft tires for another lap, and that could actually be very crucial. So I would not want to do that. Oh no, he's going to have to. He's going to have to. He's invalidated his lap, so he's going to have to run one more time. Wow, okay. So let's see what Money Meat can do. Let's see what Rage Hunter can do.
Snellweg had enough.
Yeah, Crawliver, Racing Podge, Energy Dan, Shadow Lancer, Need for Speed. We got a lot of drivers at the very last minute going out for their flying laps to try to improve their lap time.
This is probably one of Crawliver's best qualifying. So this is the best I've seen a black Mercedes in this division up this high, which is really good to see. Crawliver going through Mangus and Beckett now into Chapel. Nicely done for Crawliver, now opening the task. Purple second sector. Is Crawliver doing enough? He's coming through Stowe. Racing Podge has had enough. So it's all down to Crawliver. If he can take down Snellweg. Well, Rage Hunter's time. Rage Hunter's looking on the boil. That's Sonic caught spinning round and caught. So his qualify's done. Crawliver goes so close. Rage Hunter 5/10 faster than his previous. Rage Hunter, if you get 124 first loading play, can he do it at 110? He's so close.
It's going to be close here. Going to ride on board with Rage Hunter, get the best view of it. Final couple of corners. He has been purple in the first sector, purple in the second sector. Is he purple in the third sector? He crosses the line. A 124.586. Oliver, you're getting a new hat.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Wow, almost a full second quicker than P2 with Rage Hunter. This is apparently his track, and look at that Sonic Hawk. A 125.4.
two guys, well, one guy in the 124 Rage Hunter. That is unbelievable of a lap time. That is unbelievable. Rage Hunter just literally destroyed qualifying by a mile.
I think it's safe to say this is Rage Hunter's track.
And it just...
Because we have seen him get the pole before, but never by that margin. In fact, I think that is the largest margin we have seen anybody get the pole this season in the GP4 series. So, Rage Hunter is almost a shoo-in for a good finish as long as he can stay out of trouble in this coming race. That is just amazing. If I were Rage Hunter, I would physically drive to Silverstone and kiss the start-finish line. That is just amazing.
GP3 is going to be calling him. That's just for a certain.
I would just about say so. Now, would he move over this season or next season?
It depends if whenever the admins think it's right for him to give him the Rage Hunter the call to move him up division. Could he actually have a drive tomorrow to have a trial run? Maybe imagine that. Imagine Rage Hunter getting a drive tomorrow as a trial to go in GP3. I'd like to see that happening. I'd like to see Rage Hunter really picking up with GP3 because I think he'd be perfect.
I would like to see that as well, actually, so keep me updated on that. However, Oliver, I did make a promise to you that I'm going to have to keep. I guess I'm going to have to send you a hat now.
No, you don't need to do that.
Well, then I want you to take your hat off because you said you were going to a 124.5.
That was just a figure of speech.
So it looks like qualifying is finally over. I say finally because it seemed like it drug on forever, but not because it was boring, because it was just so intense. So your official starting lineup for the GP4 Series British Grand Prix for the Speed Force Racing League is going to be Rage Hunter on the pole, Sonic Hawk in second, Proliver in third, Kara in fourth, Saneth in fifth, sixth is Snellwag Energy Dan in seventh, Fanny Line in eighth, ninth is Kvyat Torpedo, Racing Podge in 10th, Need for Speed in 11th, Shadow Lancer in 12th, Psychomich in 13th, Gizlody in 14th, Bannister 15th, Gamey Things in 16th, and Hookie 17th with Money Meek in 18th. Of course, Gamey Things and Hookie were not allowed to participate in the qualifying session for incidents in Austria, and Money Meek joined the session late and was not able to get a time lap in.
A little shout out to Need for Speed.
A little shout out to Need for Speed. Take it away, Oliver.
Sorry about that. Yeah, a little shout out to Need for Speed for getting 11th place as well. That was incredible for time as well. To go back to be in the Alpha car, getting in on such a short notice, it's great for Need for Speed. They actually took part, and good to see him still driving as well. So fair play, Need for Speed. And also, it's interesting, Tim. Actually, a little lesson for you. Need for Speed and Shadowlands, which is we all know is Tom, are all friends from the same school. So Need for Speed and Shadowlands are 11th and 12th. So them two will be starting together on the grid. So that's a little interesting thought.
Yeah, it is. It's always good to see, not just our real life friendships come into play here, but just the friendships that we can make virtually, because not all of us are located in the same place. Myself especially, as I am across that really big pond that we call the ocean over in America. But it's just really nice to see, the friendships that we can make here in Speed Force Racing. And I'm also glad to see that the real life friendships can carry over.
It'll be interesting to see how Shadowlands and Need for Speed will do. But yeah, like you said, Tim, when you come to SFR, you're feeling a little bit nervous, or you could be full of enthusiasm because it's racing, but you might come in a little shy. But the admins just come and warm you in with welcome arms, and I was like that when I first came in. I was a little shy, and I was like a little hesitant, I was going to say. But Energy Dan and all the other admins and Lee Carroll, who was our previous owner, who really welcomed me in with open arms. I started racing. I started him with commentary, and then I had my first race in, funny enough, GP3. So yeah, it's one of those. Me and SFR had a good history, and I've made that continue. And like with you, Tim, you came into SFR as a commentator, And we and us two now are now an official pairing for Mondays. It's absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's just funny how these things work out. But it's a nice arrangement that I think we have here. And as you said, Energy Dan welcomed me as well, and added me to the comms chat. And he was the only person I knew, and I quickly, which is saying something for me because I'm not exactly a social person, so I quickly kind of made friends with a lot of you guys there, and I'm getting to know each and every one of you just as the days go on. So it's just really nice to see that we're all good people here. I don't think I've met anyone that is a horrible person here at Speed Force Racing, and that's what I think is important, and I think that's how this league is going to continue to survive and put on good races. But speaking of races, it's almost that time, starting the formation lap. What are your top three? Oliver and chat, what are your top three predictions for the race today?
I'm going to say Rage Hunter, Snellweg, and Energy Dan. Don't mind which order, but I think those three will get podium.
All right, I'm going to go Rage Hunter, Sonic Hawk, and Snellweg. And Energy Dan, I think he could get it if Snellweg doesn't, but to choose three, I'm going to go Rage Hunter, Sonic Hawk, Snellweg.
Golden Crimson says Rage Dan and Hooky. So possibly he's saying AlphaTauri can get an actual podium today, both of them. That'll be mad if Hook can get there. If he gets third or second, driver of the day by a long margin.
Yeah, it would definitely be driver of the day. And, I'm not going to say that AlphaTauri cannot get a podium, and I'm not even going to say that Hooky is out of contention for a podium. We have seen a lot of crazy things happen. Take, for instance, a few weeks ago when Snellweg finished dead last and Hooky ended up winning to take the championship lead by 5 points. And now Hooky is all the way back in third after a bad race of his own last week.
Exactly. So never count out Mr. James Hooky for a reason. He's going to be a Welsh dragon or a Welsh demon, as everyone likes to call him. He'll be try and get through this field, but here comes Rage Hunter and the field. The race is about to start very, very shortly. And I've got to say, my usual phrase, let round 11 begin in the championship.
And begin soon it will indeed. The drivers finding their appropriate grid positions on the front stretch now. And I know that they are very much ready to go. A final update on the lineup: Rage Hunter, Sonic Hawk, Proliver, Kara, Saneth, Snellweg, Energy Dan, Fanny Lion, Kvyat, Torpedo, Racing Podge, Need for Speed, Shadow Lancer, Psychomich, Gizlodian, Bannister, Gaming Things, Hooky, Money Meek. 18 drivers today.
Round 12. I got myself, it's round 12 of the championship. Let round 12 begin. Let's see what the guys at the start are going to be like through turn 1, because turn 1 is not going to be easy.
Drivers sitting there watching the lights, and they're ready. Just a few more drivers to find their grid positions. Money Meek, the final driver on the grid. So now it is time to go, and we are ready. You hear those itchy pedal feet. You hear those engines revving, the drivers watching the lights.
We're just waiting for another car. I think it could be. It's glitched out for a moment.
1, 2,
Here
3,
we go.
4, 5 red lights. No red lights. We are green for the Speed Force Racing League GP4 Series British Grand Prix. It's going to be Rage Hunter leading him down into turn number 1, followed by Sonic Hawk very, very closely. Look at that. And a big cluster in the back, but so far no contact that I am seeing. Everyone's starting to get strung out here, side by side, racing all around, though. And now there is a car around. It is an Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Romeo. Who is that? That is not Money Meek. That is Need for Speed who is around.
It's Need for Speed. Not a good start on his return. But he's back on track. He'll be making. Now he's back on his way. We're on the opening stage. We're not on lap 2, guys. We're on lap 1. So yeah, there you go. The Globby is having his little funny moments at the moment.
Currently actually on board with P11 of Racing Podge, as he is racing Shadow Lancer and Fanny Lion. Shadow Lancer trying to go underneath Fanny Lion, but not able to do it. He's getting so very close to him, right on the back of him, but just cannot quite close that gap. Once the DRS opens in a few laps' time, it will be getting a little bit better. Going to rejoin the battle for the lead here in just a moment, but Shadow Lancer is really gaining on that Red Bull. But now let's take a look at what Proliver is doing on Sonicock. Except no, we can't, because look at this. Rage Hunter, or Shadow Lancer, might be making a move on Fanny Lion as Rage Hunter is still leading the field. Just to update you on the battle for the lead, and Shadow Lancer has made the move on Fanny Lion. Let's go and take a look at Proliver now. He is starting to gain so very close on the Ferrari of Sonicock. We've completed lap 1. Rage Hunter setting the fastest time thus far, and out to a very decent lead.
Flying. Rage Hunter is flying at the moment in that pass car. He's trying to make the gap possible for a good possible pit stop at the first round of stops.
Yeah, Rage Hunter already out to about a 1.6 second lead over Sonicock.
So Proliver looking around, looking in his mirrors, looking where to find where Proliver is. He's holding on in third place ahead of Sanav. Kara is right behind him too, and Energy Dan stuck in a McLaren sandwich between Kara and Snellweg. So these two be looking very interested indeed. What's Bannister and Gisoni up to? They're very close at the moment. We've got Hooky right behind him as well. It's sensible start from the driver's team. Very, very sensible start. And Hooky looking around in the inside towards Cops. No, not just yet.
So take a look at Energy Dan, as you mentioned him being in the middle of a McLaren sandwich, but Kara starting to gain on Sanath here, so let's ride on board with Kara. Let's see what he can do. Of course, Kara's not really had the success that his teammate has this season, but he has definitely shown some speed, and running P5 here today, that is something to be proud of, I do believe, as now Sonicock has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so he's cut the corner.
Ferrari. No, I was wrong about Ferrari then, goodness.
I guess so. Rage Hunter a 129.3 fastest time again.
My goodness!
So Rage Hunter already out to a 2.2 second lead.
I'm going to invite Fletcher back in. You just carry on, Tim.
So Sennett in fourth, trying to chase down Proliver up there in third, who is trying to chase down the second place driver of Sonicock. Apparently there's been some communication issues with Kvyat Torpedo. He can't get into his car, but look at this now. Kara trying to go underneath Sennett. What will he be able to do? He backs out of it, thinks better of it, and that was probably a good move there. But now look at this now. It's Energy Dan trying to go underneath Kara, but then Dan backs out of it. Snellweg behind Energy Dan. He's not going to let him go. Riding on board with Snellweg as he's chasing down Energy Dan. They're approaching Maggots and Beckett's here in just a few corners time. Still no DRS at the moment. Actually, I do believe there is DRS. It is lap 3, so the DRS has been activated, but does Snellweg have it? He does not this time, but there is going to be a DRS zone coming out of Maggots and Beckett's. These nice little S's here. There's the DRS sign. You see it, a few drivers going through the grass, so Snellweg will have the DRS on Energy Dan, but I'd say that Energy Dan actually has the DRS on Sanath as well. So all these drivers are just a train of DRS, so it's not going to do Snellweg any favors because Energy Dan has the same amount of speed, more or less.
Shadow Lancer towards the inside of Psychomich. Psychomich holding on though.
Psychomich in P8 while his teammate leading.
Yeah.
Thought for a minute.
I might have to leave the session because right now, my game looks very, very laggy. Yours looks really smooth, but right now my game looks really laggy, so I might have to leave and join back.
All right, if you need to do that, just let us know, and you might want to do it early in the race because I say that it's going to get pretty dicey there toward the end.
I'll do that.
And Kara's off. Kara's actually off the track. He's off the track out of turn number 3, I do believe, and going through the grass. So a good run for Kara has ended. I don't know what happened. We were actually watching Psychomich and Shadowlancer at the time being, so unfortunate for Kara. He's all the way back in P14. He had such a good run going. He does not have any wing damage, so I think that's actually a little bit of luck there for him, but he's not going to feel that way.
I'm just going through the main menu now, communicating with online services. So, main menu doing its stuff at the moment. I'm looking on my phone. I'm looking on this phone. Yeah, car having another messy exit, and right now he's looking at the moment. Tim, they're asking for tire graphics.
Asking for tire graphics. Here in just a few minutes, we can get you an update. In fact, if Oliver could help me out and find some the tire strategies here in just a moment. However, from my experience, I do believe that the soft tires are going to last about 10-ish laps, maybe up to 12. Just a minute, though, I will be able to pull up the tire information for you. There you have it. Most drivers on the softs, Racing Podge, Hooky, Bannister, and Kvyat Torpedo, the ones on the mediums, Need for Speed changing into the hards after a spin on lap 1. So I'd say that these top 3 drivers can go about 10 laps or so on the soft tires. Medium laps, a little bit more.
I'm back, baby.
And you're back. We got Oliver back in chat while we're watching the other Oliver of Proliver in third still. However, we're going to turn our attention to Energy Dan because he is starting to gain on Sanath there for the 4th position. Snellweg really dropping back a little bit from Energy Dan, but Energy Dan closing it on the Williams in front of him, riding on board with him so you can see the gap. He's going to have DRS in a few corners, but will Sanath as well? No, he will not actually, because it's a 1.5 gap to Proliver ahead of him. So Sanath is going to be a sitting duck for the AlphaTauri once they get out of Maggots and Beckett's.
Indeed, as well. So Need for Speed has joined back. Gaming Things has joined back. So right now, a bit of a glitchy lobby, I must say in the least. But Sonic Orca, Pro Oliver, them two are struggling mid part of the season. It's good to see them back up front once again. So that's good news to see. So right now we got yellow flags in through Maggots and Beckett's. That must have been it's Bannister and Cara. So they had a little tangle in Maggots and Beckett's, but all good for now.
So something must have happened to Proliver because Sanath was able to really gain on Proliver almost a full second now. So Sanath is going to have the DRS on Oliver when they get to the next DRS zone. And Proliver, I think he actually locked up and went a little bit wide out of that corner just now, and that allowed Sanath to get even closer. So something definitely wrong with that Mercedes. Riding on board with Sanath, he's going to have the DRS. I do believe he does now.
He comes down the inside, there goes Sam down the inside towards Proliver's car, and beautiful work from Proliver defending, but now here comes the problem with Lovefield. The driver goes out wide, will come back in on the inside, which Sam didn't do to get a better run on Proliver, but right now he's safe for now.
So Sanath still in P4, Energy Dan still in P5, and Proliver able to actually gain on him just a little bit here this time. So we're going to ride on board with Energy Dan now.
Dan looking super strong at the moment. He really is from his position. He's keeping it consistent. Just trying to keep things consistent. Here comes Dan and Sanath on for Oliver.
So Energy Dan still trying to chase down this Williams of Sanath. Rage Hunter out to a 5.8 second lead over Sonichawk. Proliver still in P3, 1.4 seconds behind Sonichawk. Sanath, though, trying to make it P3. Not a lot of battles going on at the moment, just a lot of drivers kind of running nose to tail, just hanging out in DRS zones. So we have a lot of DRS trains.
It's one of those races here in Silverstone that you just have to buy your time. It's like a fast version of Monaco, as Proliver gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. It's one of those that you just have to be patient. You have to keep it consistent, and you never know what's coming. Here comes Hooky on Shallow Lancer. Shallow Lancer looking strong at the moment, and also is Energy Dan and Sanath. And so right now, like you said, a load of trains by the Hooky looking very, very racy at the moment. Round the outside of Shallancer. He goes off the track now, but still goes through Shallancer outside of Cops. That's very brave. Goodness me, Hooky, that was brave.
Yeah, but that little move around the outside of him going off the track actually gave him a 3-second time penalty. So Hooky, a little bit of a questionable move that did not pay off as well as maybe he would have hoped, but he's not necessarily over with it yet.
Now it's taking down Psychomich. Wow. Right outside of Stowe. So Hooky just made two positions in the space of a lap.
So good job on Hooky there. Definitely a fast car. Imagine what he could do if he'd been able to qualify here today.
Exactly. And also, it's on those medium tyres. So right now, in my opinion, the medium tyres will be on its prime position, and the softs will now at the stage where it's going to die out.
So Hookie, of course, going to be able to stay out much longer on those medium tires than any of the drivers in front of him. So I expect that he will inherit the lead once we get to the round of pit stops, but it will be close because Rage Hunter is still increasing his lead up in the front, a 6.4 second lead over Sonic Hawk at the moment.
You're not wrong there. So right now the drivers again just dividing their time at the moment. Psychomich holding on. You got Prorova holding on. It's very close. We got a few trains going round. And the moment with Sanav holding on to Prorova with Energy down behind and Snellweg as well. You've got Prorova catching up to Sonic Hawk again. But let's talk about Rage Hunter, Tim. That this guy is literally about 6 seconds ahead of the field. He's the guy who's got the biggest gap of all in front at the moment.
Yeah, and I don't think that either of us really expected Rage Hunter to be this quick here at Silverstone. He was quick in Canada, but I did not expect him to be this quick at any track over the course of this season.
Dan is in, first guy to stop.
And while Dan's in, we got Shadowlancer trying to battle with Racing Pods, just trying to go around the inside now of the Ferrari. Not able to do it, though. Shadowlancer had to back off. I know that probably hurts him, but that was the best move to do. He was really on course for wing damage there if he wasn't careful.
Indeed it does. Right now, Shadowlancer doing his thing, trying to keep on to Racing Pod's car. Oliver's holding on to Sonic Hawk's car. We've got those two are closest fight, so be interested to see how these all plays out. And also Oliver goes a bit Shadowlancer and down the inside. Oh, but just backs out of it for now. Go on, Tom. Go and be ballsy and have a go at him. Have a go at him. He's open for the taking.
It's only lap 9, though, Oliver. You got to be patient here, and I think that that's what Shadowlancer is doing, is just trying to be patient, biding his time.
True.
And also, you got to remember, Shadowlancer's also on the soft tires. Racing Podge is on the medium, so he's going to be dropping back. But now Racing Podge getting close to Psychomich, who is also on the soft tires.
Fletcher is having a torrid time with his internet, man. He's having a bad time. Oliver is in the pits now. He's responding to Energy Dan.
So where Rage Hunter has such a huge gap. Yeah, so where Rage Hunter has such a huge gap up at the front of the field, I think that that's going to really benefit him because he's able to kind of hang out and just be careful with his tires and conserve them where he really needs them.
So, you're exactly right. With Rage Hunter, he's, like I said before, he's a guy who just came into this division and already looking a real fast contender. 7 seconds ahead now, and he's looking really strong, and I'm really impressed with his pace. And Racy Podge on the inside of Psychomich in towards Brooklyn. Van Racing Podge gets the job done, and that is position gained for Racing Podge.
So good move there on Racing Podge, moving into P6 there. And of course, Hookie in front of him still in P5, but you got to remember he's got a 3-second time penalty. But that would not affect him yet. He'll have to have that added on at the end of the race. Rage Hunter still leading Sonic Hawk in second. Sanath in third, though, because Proliver has pitted. He, as you said, responding to Energy Dance. Sanath trying to gain on Sonic Hawk, and he might actually be able to make a move on him soon. He's down to 0.2 of a second behind him. So riding on board with this Williams driver, let's see what he can do. But no, Sonic Hawk's going down to the pit, so Sanath's going to stay out for one more lap. Sonic Hawk
is retired. Fanny Line's retired into Cott's corner. He must have crashed and lost the rear end and smacked into the wall. Fanny Line's race is over.
And now we have a virtual safety car here at the British Grand Prix, not a full course safety car. So here in just a few moments, we will be back under green flag conditions. However, this does give the drivers a chance to pit. So it looks like Hookie is pitted. Sonic Hawk already pitted. Hookie is not pitted. My mistake, but a lot of drivers there in the back. They are starting to make their pit stops, so this virtual safety car could not have come at a better time for some of them. Rage Hunter, of course, having to slow down, but with 8 seconds ahead on the whole pack, he should be A-okay. We are back under green now.
And if you're saying that Prolova's responding to Energy Dan, that's actually backfired on him because Energy Dan is struggling. What's happening to Energy Dan there? He literally he had a massive tail slide going into the first corner in Abbey, and he's now lost the position to Prolova.
Yeah, so Energy Dan definitely struggling here, I guess, on the cold medium tires.
Dan's got damage. Right wing end plate is gone.
Oh no! Now that's going to have championship implications there because Dan is about 17 points behind Snellweg, give or take, and Snellweg is actually running in 7th. Dan is not even in a points-paying position at the moment.
AlphaTauri having another stroke of bad luck once again, one with one car, now with the other. So right now AlphaTauri is having problems, but look at this, Rage Hunter is now in for his stop. The race leader is in.
So Rage Hunter in the pits now, as well as Saneth. So 1 and 2 in the pits. That gives Hookie the lead. So let's take a look at Hookie there. So far, so good for the AlphaTauri driver, but he does have a 3-second time penalty. So that's going to be an issue for him. What he's going to have to do is try to stay 3 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Otherwise, he does not have a chance of winning.
What a beautifully timed stop. What a stop for Rage Hunter. He was literally at the gap he wanted, and now he'll come out in 3rd place. Rage Hunter in perfect control to win this race, Tim.
Yeah, Rage Hunter definitely is, and honestly, I think that we kind of expected that when we saw the qualifying. Of course, we're just now approaching halfway, so anything can happen. The thing is that Rage Hunter is in a good position, but he still has to keep it clean. He's got to avoid time penalties, avoid any cars, especially now where we're having a lot of pit stops. There's a lot more risk of cars being around him, so if he can keep it clean, I think that he'll be standing in victory lane at the end of this thing. But if he doesn't, then it could be absolute disaster for him trying to get his first win.
Exactly, Shadowlancer is our closest battle at the moment with Kara, so Tom is getting some TV time at the moment, which is unusual, but hey, Tom getting TV time, everyone gets TV time, so right now, good on you, Tom, try and keep it up, mate.
Shadowlancer, as you said, of course, chasing down Kara. Kara, who was running well earlier today, had a spin about 5 or 6 laps ago into the grass, which kind of demoted him rather to P14 as he was running P5.
On the inside of Bannister going into Stowe. Sanaf going the inside of Bannister into Stowe. Job done for Sanaf, and he goes into 6th place. Well worked for Sanaf there.
So good job on Saneth moving into P6. He's going to try to chase down Snellweg, but that is a 7-second gap, so that's going to be a while. Of course, Snellweg has already pitted, as well as Sonicock and Rage Hunter, so Racing Podge and Hookie, the only drivers who have yet to pit and gaming things.
What for? Oh, Paul's left the session. His car went into the pits, and he's left the session, so his AI went into the pits. Oh, that's so gunny for Prolov after qualifying. Oh, and a broken front wing as well. Oh, Prolov, man, that is a real harsh shame, man.
That is definitely an unfortunate circumstance for Proliver, so not going to have a good race here, I dare say. Watching Rage Hunter now just to try to see where he is on the track, but he's not really having a lot of drivers around him. Sonicock is 3 seconds behind him, so you can just see him in the back there kind of hanging out trying to chase down that Haas machine. Racing Podge and Hookie still in command, with Hookie leading 7 seconds over Racing Podge, and these drivers have yet to pit, and I'd say that they can go another 2 or 3 laps at the least on these medium tires. So it's going to be a while before anyone else can inherit that lead, but it should be Rage Hunter if all goes well for him because of the gap from Rage Hunter to Hookie. The question is, where is Hookie going to come out, and where's Racing Podge going to come out?
It depends where it all comes out due to the gaps, but Rage Hunter, he is absolutely flying. 5.3 already behind Racing Podge. So right now, Rage Hunter's absolutely storming at the moment in this field. So he's looking absolutely fresh out the boat. Rage Hunter, I'll tell you what, Tim, this guy is something to watch in SF4 for many races to come.
Yeah, he is definitely going to be the one to watch, and I'd say the one to watch for the rest of the season. We have a championship battle going on, and I'm not so sure that Rage Hunter can be in contention for that battle, even if he were to win every race from here on out. However, he's going to be one to watch. He's going to be putting on some shows because we've seen him with speed, not just in Canada, not just here in Silverstone, but pretty much since he joined this series. He has had speed. He has had, you know, he's run around the top 3, around the top 5. He's had some decent finishes, maybe a little bit of bad luck as well. But Rage Hunter is definitely a quick driver, and as you said, potentially a GP3 driver in the future. So far he's in GP4, trying to take it to him, and he might be able to win this race today if all goes as he plans.
I'd love to see how Rage Hunter does in GP3, to be fair. If the admins can hear me, try and put Rage Hunter in a GP3 division. I'd like to see how he does against the GP3 drivers, including myself as well. I like to race the Rage Hunter, of course I do. So right now, Kara is 6 tenths behind Psychomich. He's now 5 tenths, 4 tenths, 3 tenths, make it 2, not enough.
But Kara's going to try it once more. He's thought about going on the inside, but doesn't do it. Almost sent it in that corner, but that would not have been a good angle to enter that corner. So Psychomich still going to hold on to P9, and Kara getting a bad entry through those set of corners is actually allowing Psychomich to gain on him on that exit. But as they enter the turn 1, Kara actually does gain on him, so 4 tenths of a second separating him and Psychomich now. It just looks like that McLaren is faster, and we've seen that Kara was running up front earlier today, but just some unfortunate circumstances kind of dropped him back to the back here, so he's just trying to salvage what he can. He is at least in a points-paying position, so that's what matters, and that's more than you can say for second place in points of Energy Dan, who is going to lose a significant amount of points today to Snellweg.
Racing Pod 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So he's setting the tournaments a bit too much, but it is what it is here in Silverstone, as gaming fees are balanced side by side through Stowe. But right now it's going looking sweet at the moment for Rage Hunter. 2.2 now behind Racing Podge, so this is looking very interesting. Rage Hunter is gone to second. Racing Podge is in the pits for his stop.
Still watching Kara chasing down Psychomich. He might have him this time. He's got the DRS on him down the straightaway, but he's not going to be close enough to make a move on him. Psychomich just fast enough to keep that McLaren behind him.
Definitely Jason Fletcher decides to have enough, and his internet man, unlucky mate. We'll hope to see you back next week. We'll definitely see Fletcher back in the car for sure. So right now, Rage Hunter is 11 seconds behind Hooky, with Hooky still yet to stop. Snellweg's behind Sonic Hawk, 7 tenths per second behind. The other McLaren car is 3 tenths behind. Psychomich is on the back of Racing Podge after his stop, but Podge will now get away because he's now on the soft tyres. So right now, it's a cat and mouse game between all the drivers at the moment, and it's looking very, very interesting to see how it all plays out. So right now, it's very interesting to see it all goes. Snellweg still looking a second. Sandolanta after his starts behind Kara, so Tom's in their position at the moment. Kara is still sneaking around Psychomich's car, but right now Sandolanta looks like much more closer to Kara than he was between Psychomich. So right now it all depends how this all plays out towards the end of the race. Is that Kara going wide, go through Chapel? He was a bit, so Shalante will have a little bit of a go on him again, but here comes Kara towards the back of Psychomich's car again. No, not a chance just yet.
There's something that Psychomich is doing on the exit of corners that is keeping that McLaren behind him, because Kara has the straight line speed. I think he's actually a little bit quicker than Psychomich in the straight line, and it's definitely not doing Psychomich any favors that Kara has DRS each and every time he has a shot.
Racing Pod so close to Bannister. Did he have wing damage? I want to know. He has not. Racing Pod just caught to Bannister in a blink of an eye because of those soft tyres, and he'll get max amount of power. Oh, Bannister was so good for touching Racing Pod, but Racing Pod is an experienced racer. He will not be denied anything, and he'll go into 6th.
Racing
and
Pod.
And then Psychomich going into Brooklyn, and he goes through, and finally Psychomich has passed. Kara's passed Psychomich into Brooklyn. That is well done to Kara, and finally he gets released after all of that. And Hooky is in the pits.
So leader Hooky, after 16 laps on those medium tires, pulling into the pits. Gonna ride on board with Sycamich. Let's see if he can do anything better with Kara, but I don't think he's gonna be able to since Kara was able to make that move. I think he is free to sail away from Sycamich here. Shadow Lancer, though, just behind Sycamich. He might be able to do something. He's gonna have the DRS, but Sycamich has DRS on Kara right now as well. So Shadow Lancer is gaining on him, but not as much as really he'd like to. Lap 18 of 26 here, so we're rounding down to the final bit of this race.
Indeed, Hooky is just coming out of the pits right now, so he's coming out behind Sanav, who's in 4th place. So Hooky's coming out in 5th, but he's on the fresher soft tires, so he'll be coming out to Sanav in about a lap or two or so. So we'll keep an eye on Hooky's progress, but right now this is a very interesting fight with these 4 drivers battling for the last points paying positions between Bannister, Karas, like you mentioned, Shadow. So this is going to be very interesting to see how it all goes into plan. Kara is looking very strong coming up towards Bannister, but Bannister holding on to his line, which is very good news for him. So Kara had to figure another way around Bannister. But the best thing about Luffield is a wonderful corner. You can take different lines, you can still make the gains of time. Like Byron Bannister's doing side by side, and Kara's through to before Cops. Nicely done through Kara. Goes into 7th.
So Kara is making a lot of moves. He knows that he's fast here today, but wow, he is just incredibly fast. Hooky and Racing Podge are the drivers in front of him now, but they're on the soft tire, so I don't think he's going to be able to reel them in. Not only is it a 4.4 second gap to Racing Podge, but with Racing Podge on those soft tires, he's going to be increasing that gap rather than losing time to Kara. So I think that Kara's best bet today is going to be a P7 finish, because we only have about 7 laps remaining in this race. Rage Hunter leading Sonicock by 7 seconds. Snellweg in 3rd, your championship leader. Yes, Rage Hunter has definitely dominated.
Rage Hunter's just dominated the field. Here comes Hooky towards the back of Stanout, a 10th of a second now. Hooky is trying to make points to try and make the damage of the championship a bit less for himself, and he does, getting past Stanout, and Hooky will now go into 4th. His next car to catch is Snellweg, which is 8.3. But Hooky is, with the amount of laps to go, I think it's catchable, but it's going to be very close.
So Hooky on those soft tires, I'm just going to say that I think the medium to softs were really a good strategy to take today, and that if Hooky had been able to qualify and qualified on the medium tires, he might actually be winning this race at the moment. But Rage Hunter instead is the one who is 6.8 seconds ahead of Sonicock still, but Hooky with those soft tires just really mowing through the field, and I think that the best that he's going to be able to do is 4th place here today, and that's assuming that he can get 3 seconds ahead of Sandeth. He's 1.8 now, so he's only got about 2 more seconds to go before he's got a good cushion.
Shadow Sycamich going down hanger straight, and Shadow Lancer still holding on to Sycamich, not anymore. Oh, and Sycamich nearly hitting the back of Shadow's car.
That was close. That was so very close. Sycamich almost having wing damage from Shadow Lancer. Shadow Lancer, though, making the move. Sycamich just dropping now. Very unfortunate for him. There they go by the lap car of Need for Speed, so unfortunate for him there. And Shadow Lancer, a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings now. So if Sycamich doesn't have any time penalties, that actually helps him out a lot.
The track is like Austria. It's time penalties galore, and it's sort of occurring things. It's a flat surface. It's built from an airfield, so time penalties will be an occurrence around. And here comes Sycamich rounding around the inside of Tom into Brooklands. Pretty easy move for Sycamich, and he'll go into 8th place.
So Shadow Lancer now starting to drop. Sycamich cannot really catch Kara. I don't think that's 4.6 seconds ahead. And with that, there's really not a lot of battles going on, though it does look like Bannister is starting to...
It's not one of the most entertaining races, isn't it, Tim?
No, it's really not, but I dare say that it is pretty impressive from the likes of Rage Hunter and Sonicock, and even Snellweg, who has been able to rebound from I do believe, around 8th or 9th place where he qualified to now P3.
Definitely. So right now, it's 5 laps to go, and right now Hooky is 5.2 behind. Like I said before, he can try and catch Snellweg. It is catchable, but it's going to be very, very close. Can Hooky catch Snellweg in time? We don't know. It depends what happens if Snellweg does catch Sonic Hawk and gets held up.
And, you know, I say that it's impressive from Snellweg, but I think it's also equally impressive from Hooky, who started in about 16th or 17th because he actually had a quali ban because there were some incidents in Austria, so the stewards handed him a quali ban, and he has still been able to really claw his way up through the field and get to 4th place. And he's got a 3-second time penalty, but he's got a good buffer on it as well.
Exactly, and Hooky, you know what? He's what he's doing right now is limiting the chances of damaging his championship hopes. This will not damage the championship hopes that much, but Snellweg will be pulling away a little bit more, but Hooky is limiting the damage. It's damage limitation for Hooky.
So on board with Hooky, you can see Snellweg just up ahead. And I'd say that it's probably tempting for Hooky to cut the track, but that is a big no-no in the steward's eyes. He cannot do that, but 4 seconds separating these two drivers now. And with 4 laps remaining, Hooky might be able to catch him, but it's going to be close.
It is going to be close, and the chase is on, and Shadowlands is not giving up on Psychomich just yet. What is that that's happened to Energy Dan? Energy Dan spun round. He's actually hit the car. Safety car, to be honest, safety car. The race is going down to the final few laps. GP4 struck again.
This changes everything. Rage Hunter, who had a 9-second lead over Sonic Hawk, is now going to have a 9/10 of a second lead at best because of the safety car.
GP4 has struck again because Energy Dan has clouted into the back of a car, which is really, really unfortunate for Energy Dan. He was looking so strong going into this weekend, into this race. Oh man, Dan, I feel so sorry for you, buddy. I really, really do. It was from one AlphaTauri to another. Hooky last week and Energy Dan this week. I really hope the AlphaTauris really do come back next Monday, and be in tandem back in the front again, because we love watching the two guys really battling it out.
Now he is pitting, and he's getting a front wing change and going on the soft tire, so let's see if this can salvage his race. He's only in 13th position with the safety car. He does still have a chance at points, and that will help them in the Constructors' Championship standings at the very least. The question is, what does everyone else do ahead of him? Energy Dan,
They're
P13.
staying out, which is really weird. They're all staying out, which is really strange, but the problem is now is Snellweg. He's on the 11 laps on mediums, and the biggest issue is Hooky is behind him right now. It feels like Tim is Spain all over again, because Hooky and Snellweg on different tires, where Hooky is on the fresher tires. So Hooky will have the tire advantage again on Snellweg. But will it be Spain all over again, or can Hooky finally overtake Snellweg in the final remains of this race?
But even if he does, you got to remember that he's got to be 3 seconds ahead of him as well, because Hooky does have at least 3 seconds worth of time penalty. So the only way he's going to gain on the McLaren driver is if he gets out to a sizable margin. And I think we're going to have about 2 laps to go once the safety car comes in. So that's going to be something very difficult for him to do.
It's going to be very difficult, but it's going to be even very exciting. And the sad thing is, Tim, Energy Dan has just been lapped by the leaders. I do feel bad for Energy Dan. He had such a good season, and this is just one of his off days. I really, really do hope to see Energy Dan really fighting again at the front, Tim. I really do, because Energy Dan is such a likable person. He's such a friendly guy, and it's just one of those off days. Same as Hooky, the AlphaTauris are such a good team, Tim. They really are. I'm a big fan of them. Teamwork in the qualifying, teamwork in the race. It's one of those that you just don't want to see, but I really do hope it really fixes out. But right now, Racing Pod just got a 5 second for annoying yellow. So Oh, did Dan see the notes that there's not this thing that they can't ignore it, and they can review in the stewards, and they can be erased from that. I think that was in the notes by Dan, wasn't it?
Yes, it was actually. So what will likely happen at the end of this race is, as long as Racing Podge has footage of this race, he'll send it to the stewards and they'll make the call as to whether or not to remove that time penalty. So Racing Podge, he will likely drop down the leaderboard once this race finishes. However, I advise all the Racing Podge fans and all the viewers out there that want to know his status on that penalty to, check our social medias, or, just wait about a day or two to make sure that the penalty sticks, because it's very possible that the stewards are going to remove that because, as you said, there might be some type of glitch with it.
Yeah, definitely. So right now, we're 2 laps to go in this race. All the fields caught up. Safety car will come in at the end of this lap. So we are going to have a 2-lap sprint to the finish, Tim. Anyone could finish on the podium, but do feel there we go now for Romeo around that, most likely to be Need for Speed. Rage Hunter, what has happened there? Rage Hunter's collapsed to Need for Speed. What on earth's happened there?
I was actually watching Sonic Hawk and Rage Hunter, and I did not see any kind of contact at all there.
I didn't see any contact. There was nothing major. There's no damage on the Haas. So I had this before when I was racing. You get a it's either a pixel or a tiny tap on the back of another car. Bang, 5 seconds. It's one of those you just don't know, because you can't see the front of your car. In my opinion, it's harsh, and I'd like to see that penalty removed, because I think that's really, really harsh on Rage Hunter right there.
Yeah, I was about to ask, is that a penalty that could be removed by the stewards when it comes down to the end of the race?
I believe Rage Hunter will win this race for sure, because that is not fair on his part. Because if you think about it, I don't see any damage. I don't see any way, shape, or form that that is excusable for a penalty. So right now it's controversial, Tim, but I do believe Rage Hunter will still win this race, regardless that he'll finish below on this race.
Well, we're about to find out what happens here. The final 2 laps of the British Grand Prix coming your way. Rage Hunter getting out to a very, very quick start over Sonic Hawk, going down into turn number 1. And this is going to be what decides it all, barring any time penalties and any decisions from the stewards. Sonic Hawk trying to chase down Rage Hunter.
It's Hooky. Here comes Hooky. Here comes Hooky. It's nowhere. This is what I was talking about. The fresher tires of Hooky is now starting to take effect on Snellweg's McLaren. Here we go. Can Hooky overtake Snellweg for once and for all? Can it not be Spain all over again? Or is Hooky gonna finally get past Snellweg on track, even regardless he has a penalty?
I think that Hooky is kind of stalling here a little bit. Not able to do much with it. Snellweg getting a better exit out of that corner, and Shadowlancer with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings now. So let's see what Hooky can do. There's going to be no DRS. You got to remember that. So it's going to have to be, any overtake that happens is going to have to be from raw pace and raw speed.
No more DRS for the rest of this race as well, don't forget. And that's Carl around. That's Carl around into Cops. So Carl is not going to get any points in this race. Bad luck strikes again for Carl, unfortunately. And then Dan gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And Cara has retired on track.
So unfortunate circumstance there for Cara. Did not see what happened, but spinning around at the entry of Cops, I do believe you said. So he had a good race going, and then he spun. Then he was able to rebound his way back into a points-paying position, and he spun again, and now he has retired. So unfortunate for the teammate of our championship leader, Snellweg, who is running in P3 and actually a decent size away from Hooky.
Messed up. Hookie's messed up, and that's Sanav going past Hooky. Hookie's messed up into Abby, and now Sanav's gone past him. What is actually going on?
So Hooky not going to be able to gain as many points on Snellweg today as he would have hoped, but it is the final lap, and watching Rage Hunter now as they are in sector number 2. Rage Hunter 1.6 seconds ahead of Sonic Hawk. He will drop behind Sonic Hawk when he crosses the line because of a 5-second time penalty for a severe collision under the safety car. However, as soon as the race ends, I will be talking with the stewards to get confirmation as to whether or not that penalty will be looked at. So I will call. And Sonic Hawk, a 3-second time penalty now.
That's interesting to see. Energy Dan is retired from the session, so that is it for Energy Dan. That is, we'll be able to time him from him. Oh man, AlphaTauri is having such a terrible day. Snellweg is going to increase his lead in the championship, and here comes Rage Hunter.
Final 2 corners for Rage Hunter. He won the pole. He's dominated the race today. There might be a steward decision to look at, but Rage Hunter crosses the line, and he does win on track. Rage Hunter wins anyway, despite a 5-second time penalty over Snellweg in second, Zenith in third.
Zenith gets a podium. Hooky fourth. Great work from Hooky. Driver of the day. Actually, I don't know if driver of the day goes to Rage Hunter because he dominated. But it's one of those. Hooky drove back so well. Sonic Hawk, well done to him. Bannister, Psychomage. Tom gets a point. Racing Points goes 8th. Gaming Things 9th. Oliver Disastrous Racing to 30th. Fletcher in 12th. Need for Speed will finish 17th, but he didn't retire, which is usual for him. But can I just say here, Tim, look at the gap between Rage Hunter and Snellweg at the end of that race. If Rage Hunter got another penalty, that would have been it for him.
Yes, it would have. So, amazing performance there from Rage Hunter today, capturing the pole by almost a full second, and then winning the race despite a 5-second time penalty under the safety car. And again, I don't think that time penalty is going to have to be looked at now because Rage Hunter won anyway, so it's a moot point. However, I do wonder.
Racing Pod needs to look.
Yeah, it definitely does. And I do wonder, though, if that penalty would have been looked at and if it would have been rescinded had Rage Hunter not won.
I think it's going to be rescinded. I think he'll still be rescinded anyway because I don't see any damage on the hat at all. I don't see any scratch marks. I don't see any wing damage. It's just, I think some pixelated touch that happened. It's one of those. I've been there before. So I believe the stewards will remove Rage Hunter's penalty. But again, if Rage Hunter provides some footage to the stewards, I think that the stewards will most likely to remove the penalty of Rage Hunter. I think Racing Podge will have his penalty removed as well. But hey, Rage Hunter wins his first race of the season and his first win in SFR, Tim. So congratulations to him anyway.
Yeah, definitely good job to Rage Hunter. We'll get him, Snellweg, and Saneth in the comms box for interviews here momentarily. We just got to wait for the rest of the field to finish up this race. So I guess we're waiting on Need for Speed here.
Need for Speed. But it's glitched.
yeah, it is. So there's a little timer at the top that you see, so it's 24 seconds on it now. So we will get the official running order once that is up, and then we'll invite the top 3 drivers.
He's driving. Need for Speed is driving the car. It's not a glitch. He's driving. Is he driving? He's not, I've seen him drive this smoothly. No, it's glitched. It's glitched. So we're just waiting for 3, 2, 1, and then we're done. There we go.
And there it is, official.
Rage Hunter, congratulations! First win of the season! And first win in SFR. Hooky, driver of the day. I'm still conflicted on driver of the day, Tim. I don't know.
We can have 2 of them. I think Rage Hunter. Honestly, I think Rage Hunter, Hooky, and Snellweg, all 3 of them, deserve driver of the day. They done a very good job here today, clawing their way up through the field. And for that matter, where did Saneth start? He's sitting there in P3 on the podium. Where did he start at the beginning of this race?
And to be honest, I do not know. But well done to Saneth. Anyway, congratulations for getting a podium. Absolute brilliance. And Martin says, with a pleasure with you guys on comms. Good job. Thank you so much, Martin. I look forward to racing with you tomorrow.
All right. So here is your official finishing order for the Speed Force Racing GP4 Series British Grand Prix. Rage Hunter in the Haas, scoring his first win in SFR. Snellweg in second, your points leader, increasing his lead at the top of the standings. Sanath in third, Hookie in fourth, Sonic Hawk fifth, Bannister in sixth, Psychomich in seventh, Racing Podge in eighth, Gamey Things ninth, Shadowlancer in 10th, Gizlody in 11th, Kiviat Torpedo in 12th, Proliver 13th, Kara in 14th, Energy Dan in 15th, Fanny Lion 16th. 17th is Need for Speed and Money Mink in the 18th position. We're going to get interviews with our top 3 finishers here in just a moment with Rage Hunter, Snellweg, and Sanath. So good job to them. We'll talk to them here very, very shortly, so stick around. And I hope you enjoyed the race so far. Now we get to hear from the drivers.
To make things better for Rage Hunter, Tim, he's actually got 26 points because he's got fastest lap of the race. So 26 points will go to Rage Hunter.
So Rage Hunter showing that he is very dominant around the Silverstone circuit. I dare say that I don't want to race against him here.
Please give him a seat in GP3. I'd love to see how he does in the GP3 division. Give him a trial. Please, just give him a trial around this track. I'd love to see how he does in the division that I'm in. So that is him invited. So we're going to invite Snellweg. I think Sanath's left, so we're not going to speak to Sanath, which is a bit of a shame.
That is a shame. Is this his first podium?
I don't know, to be fair.
Hey boys.
Well done, Rage. Congratulations on your first win, man.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
And fast lap of the race as well. So 26 points, man. Congratulations.
Cheers, man. That's a big point. So that is, you know, that was hard going. When that safety car came out, I thought I was in trouble.
We'll get to it from your point of view very soon. Just waiting on Snellweg.
Cool, no worries.
Yeah, just waiting on Snellweg to join in, and we'll talk to him, work our way up the grid. If Sanath can join in, we'll talk to him as well, but I don't believe he's going to join us for interview, so just going to say now congratulations to Sanath on P3. It was a nice, hard-fought battle from him, so congratulations, he's earned it. Would love to talk to him, but if he can't, then that's, of course, A-OK. Just waiting on our points leader.
Snellweg is here. He's just connecting in. Sweet.
Alrighty, so here is Snellweg. Yep, Snellweg officially joining our party. So, guys, we're going to start the interviews now. So, please, before we do, make sure that you have allowed your voice to be shared. If you don't know how to do that, go over to the party settings and click Always Allow. Let me know when you're ready, and then we'll start the questions.
Yeah, ready.
Alright, so first things first, we're going to talk to P2 of Snellweg, our championship leader going into this race. Our championship leader coming out of this race. You did not have the best qualifying that we're used to seeing from you, but you were able to rebound in the race, and you were running around the podium positions all day, and then some time penalties there at the end really helped you out and rocketed you up to second place. So tell us about your race, and how do you feel about the championship battle from here on out?
Yeah, honestly, this feels like a big win for me. I came here with zero confidence. I was running 4.7 wings, which is quite a lot on such a high-speed circuit. So to be to come P2 is, yeah, and to have the Alpha behind me is really great. At the pit stops, I was really lucky because I pitted just when the virtual safety car came out. So yeah, I couldn't be happier right now.
With the AlphaTauris having such a bad result, Energy Dan retired, and Hookie having a very bad race today, are you just really happy with this result today going into the next race?
Yeah, with the restart at the last safety car, Hookie was right behind me. My tires were oh so cold. I was literally sweating so much. My car was breaking out. Yeah, it was all going wrong until Hookie. I think he got caught up in my dirty air. And he lost it in turn 1. So yeah, I'm just at a loss of words. I'm so happy. That's how happy I am.
Well,
what do you make of Rage Hunter today? What do you make of him today?
Untouchable. Literally, I didn't see him one time in this race. And yeah, like I said, when I got lucky with the pit stop, I didn't even see him then. So yeah, he was on another planet today.
Fair play.
Well, congratulations to you, Snellweg, on P2, and congratulations on increasing your championship lead. Going to talk to the Haas driver of Rage Hunter now, scoring his first win in a GP4 series, the first win in the Speed Force Racing League. This has been not exactly a long time coming because you joined us after we were already a few races into the season, but nonetheless, this has been coming for a while. You have shown a lot of speed, and today you got the pole by almost a full second over second place, and then you dominated the race. You got a time penalty on the safety car and still managed to win by a tenth of a second. Just walk us through the absolute roller coaster that this must have been.
Oh god, well, first of all, thanks very much. First win is in the bag is yeah, absolutely ecstatic. Crossing the line, I was slightly worried on the safety car when it came out, and yeah, I don't know what happened. Someone sort of must have been unlapping themselves and touched me on one of the corners, and I didn't even realise they were there, to be honest. So whoever that was, I do apologise, but I didn't even realise you were there. But yeah, with the restart, I was slightly worried because I seen Hooky was in 4th on softs, and I know he can be really quick, so I was planning to just scarper away as quickly as possible on the restart.
Can I just talk to you about qualifying before the race? You were a full second faster than Sonic Hawk in qualifying. Does that show you how much pace you really do have around the circuit?
That was yeah, my second run on the my first run on the softs was good. It felt solid, but I knew I lost a bit of time. So I said to my teammate, I said I'm going to go out again and just cause I've got a good time. Go out again, see what happens. And the second qualifying was the best lap I've put in the circuit. And I've been in some time trial and some practice races, and I hooked it up as good as I could. And yeah, I couldn't believe I put in that time, to be honest with you.
That's GP3 quality that you just put in there.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Like I said, it was the fastest time I've done, even in time trial. So over the moon.
And if the Amis do come along and give you a call to give you a bit of a run in Division 3, possibly tomorrow, would you actually give it a go tomorrow with the GP3 lads?
Yeah, I'll be happy to, definitely. I've got some good pace around the circuit, and the setup I've got on my car is stable and good for tyres. It's quick, so yeah, just everything fell into place today.
You just dominated that race, and I had to say that you just were cruising. The pit stops were fine. The start you had was good. You just pulling away from all the rest. Did you realise you had that much? Did you even expect you had that much pace today in the car?
I didn't expect to be out front, running away with it. No, I've qualified pole on the first 2 races I've done in Canada and France, but I didn't pull away from the pack. And that was what I was worried about today, if I'm honest. But I managed to sort of get away from Sonic Hawk, and he was still pushing me towards the end. But yeah, ultimately I had the better pace on the day.
Fair play.
And with that, I think we're just about out of time, but congratulations to Rage Hunter on your first win. Congratulations to Snellweg on your second place. Congratulations to Saneth on third place, even though you did not join us in interviews. I say congratulations to you anyway. Congratulations to all the podium drivers, and thank each and every one of the drivers for racing with us today. Thank you, the viewers, for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was a good show, because I know that we enjoyed it. And until next time, good evening, good morning, good day, good night, wherever you are in the world. I am Tim with Oliver signing out. Have fun and goodbye.